on Friday, we were solving these exponential equations, and our goal was to get the same base on each side. So when I look at this, my bases are the numbers being raised to a power. So I have a 1 over 36, I have a 1 over 6, and I have a 36. Those are all powers of what number? 6. Okay. So I'm going to rewrite this. Now what I'm doing can't change the problem. So when I see 1 over 36, I know that 6 squared is 36. What would put it on the bottom? Okay, so 1 over 36 is the same thing as 6 to the negative 2 power. I just rewrote it. All right, times this one, we had this to the 3r minus 3. So how would I rewrite 1 over 6? 6 to the negative 1. All right, and then 36 is 6 squared. All right, my goal, I have to get a single base on each side. So I have to use some exponent rules right now. If you have a power to a power, what do we do with those? So that's 6 to the 4r times 6 to the negative 3r plus 3 equals 6 squared. All right, it's better, but I still have 2 of them over here. So if I'm multiplying these, how do I combine them? Add the exponents, yep. So 4r plus negative 3r plus 3 gives me r plus 3. So all that work was to get the same base on each side. They both have a base of 6. It's only once on each side. When you get to that point, you can drop the base and just set the exponents equal to one another. So then r is negative 1. Do we remember these from Friday? Okay. I'm going to put a couple up for you guys to try.
Yeah, it was so wet and muddy. Yeah, it was so bad. But in the second day, it wasn't raining. We had like a hike and then like down a hill and then we had like a tornado thing. We were like basically crawling because it was so steep and rocky. It was.
Yeah, I'm really not jealous at all.
Yeah. Were you there? No, I don't think you were. Why did you look at the mirror? I didn't see it. Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's the wrong.
Okay, so what did you do on A? Okay, 216 is 6 to the third. So then negative 2b minus 1 is equal to 3. So negative 2v equals 4, so v is negative 2. Did we get that one?
Yeah.
Okay. B. What base did you turn both of these into? Yeah, I saw both 5 and 25. Do they both work?
Yeah.
Yeah. 625, you could do 25 squared, or you could do 5 to the 4th. 25, if I do a base of 25, I leave it like this. If you went down to 5, you'd make that 5 squared. But we should get the same answer. All right. So if I am multiplying these, what do I do with the exponents? And over here, power to a power, we multiply. So then my exponents are equal. So if I add that over, subtract my 2, we get negative 4/7. What questions do we have there? I do want to look at one more, and I want everyone to pay attention because it's a little bit tricky. So I want to make sure we know how to approach a problem like that. So if I said 1.5 to the x plus 1 equals 27 over 8 to the x. All right, if I'm going to get a common base, I probably don't want a decimal. What could I change 1.5 to? So 3/2, I can't break that down. Okay, 27 over 8. That's like 3/2 cubed. 3 cubed is 27, 2 cubed is 8. So 3/2 to the x plus 1 equals 3/2 power to a power, we multiply those, so to the 3x. We get 1/2. So we can still get a common base with fractions. If you have a decimal, first turn it into a fraction and then try to get your common base from there. All right, those were the equations that we were working on Friday. Today I want to do two things. I want to put up a type of equation that we've seen before, but it's been a little bit, and then I also want to look at a couple inequalities. Right, are there any questions over our review problems? So let's say I asked you to solve this. B to the 5/2 power equals 243. So we aren't solving for the exponent on these, we're just solving for the base. If I gave you 5/2, how do you write that with a radical? Okay. I want to solve that. How do you get rid of the square root? B to the 5th equals, I don't know what 243 squared is. You did a square root instead of.
Yeah.
Okay. How do I get rid of a 5th power? Fifth root. What is the 5th root of 5,049? And you could check it. If you type in 9 to the 5 halves power, does it give you 243? Hopefully, we did our math right. Okay. Shoot. All right, B. H to the 4/3 equals 81. How do I write that with a radical?
Cube root of H.
So now what do we have to do? Cube both sides. That would cancel this. What is 81 to the 3rd? Okay, now be careful here. To get rid of a 4th power, we do a 4th root. What am I missing with that? Yes. If you add a plus or if you add an even root, you have to do plus and minus with it. So we get positive and negative. 27. So just be careful if you're adding a square root, 4th root, and so on. All right. Any questions with this? Do I need more problems like that? Okay. Last one I want to talk about, and this I want everybody to pay attention. I want to look at inequalities, but we have to be careful on these. So, we can treat them like the equations if your base is bigger than 1. All right, let me show you what I mean by that. If this were equal to 81, we would get a common base. So we'd say 3 to the 2x less than 81 is 3 to the 4. So if it were an equal to, we would just drop the base and say 2x equals 4, right? As long as your base is bigger than 1, you can drop it and keep your inequality the same. If your base is smaller than 1, dropping it actually flips the inequality. It has to do with the properties. When the base was smaller than 1, it was decreasing, so it flips it around. So here's my suggestion. On any of these problems, we're going to write it where the base is bigger than 1. And then we can just follow the normal path. We get a common base, we drop it, we keep the inequality the same. So then when I solve this, I get x is less than 2. How would I write that as an interval? So let's look at B. One half to the 2x is less than 1/16 to the x plus 3. Because I have an inequality, I need to write this with a base bigger than 1. So I don't want to keep it as a base of 1/2. What should I change it to? 2/1. So 1/2 is the same thing as 2 to the -1 power. And again, if it were an equal to, it wouldn't matter. But because it's not, because of the inequality, I need to go ahead and flip this. All right. 1/16. How would I write that one? Let's go ahead and change it into a 2. 2 to what power is 16? 2 to the 4th is 16, so to flip it, it would be a -4. All right, so then that means 2 to the -2x is less than 2 to the -4x minus 12. Because my base is bigger than 1, when I drop it, my inequality just stays the same. So if I add over my 4x and divide, I get x is less than -6. Okay, so how would I write that? You guys have any questions on that? I am stopping there for today. There is a math Excel assignment open. You guys have plenty of time to work on that now.